But the same old. Hey, go ahead and put the thumbs up and say hello. Who is on here? Dorian. Usually Dorian be getting the notice first. What? Somebody went away. All right, I'll wait to see some come on in. Before I start. Come here. What do you? I know what I should have. I should have named this Christmas already started. But anyway, wait for a few more minutes. Who's in here? Say hi in the chat. All right. Let me go. Let me see what else is going on. Let me check. Okay. I got one thumbs up. All right. Well, I'm going to wait for a few more minutes, but go ahead and say something in the chat. I know usually people be driving or working, so let me guess, who could it be? Sally, Dorian. Anywho, I know if I'm on here long enough, y'all come on and say hi.
Hello, my name is Edward Durr. I'm running for New Jersey State Senate.
He's the truck-driving Republican from South Jersey who has everyone talking.
We deserve better. New Jersey, it's time for a change.
Edward Durr is about to become a New Jersey state senator. In a shocking political upset, Durr defeating Steve Sweeney, the state Senate president and one of the most powerful, well-funded Democrats in the state.
We're just taking it all in. That's the best I can explain to you because this is a little overwhelming.
Durr has never held elected office. His campaign reported last month spending less than $2,500.
Edward Durr for Senate.
His campaign ad? Shot by a family friend. But his message resonated. as he attacked New Jersey's COVID-related mandates.
As Governor Murphy, with his lockdown and mandates, forced the closing of over 1/3 of our small businesses.
And the state's notoriously high taxes.
I believe we need to cut taxes, cut spending.
And called on an end to business as usual.
The people's voice needed to be heard. They were tired of being ignored.
Durr even receiving a congratulatory phone call from former President Donald Trump.
Well, you take care. Anything I can do, you let me know. Okay? Let me know.
Oh my God. Thank you very much, sir. And you know you can call me at any time.
Now some of Durr's past statements coming under scrutiny. In one archived 2019 tweet uncovered by CNN, Durr referring to the Prophet Muhammad as a pedophile and Islam as a false religion and a cult of hate. In another tweet from last year, Durr using a well-known QAnon phrase in a hashtag that means where we go one, we go all. His social media accounts appear to now have been deleted. Durr issuing an apology for his previous Islamophobic comments, saying in part,
all right,
I'm a passionate guy and I sometimes
who's on here? Go ahead and say hello.
at the moment. Sweeney has yet to concede the race, but the veteran lawmaker widely talked about as a future gubernatorial candidate, blaming the national political environment.
It was a tide. It's frustrating to watch what's happening in Washington.
Just last week, the state's Democratic governor, Phil Murphy, reelected, but with a much thinner margin than Democrats had expected. Murphy expressing shock about Durr's victory.
I'm stunned. This guy who is apparently winning is a dangerous guy.
Durr is making this promise to his future.
All right, y'all, how you
I
doing?
don't know what I don't know, so I will learn what I need to know. And I'm going to guarantee you one thing. I will be the voice and people will hear me, because if there's one thing people will learn about me, I got a big mouth and I don't shut up.
Now, when CNN reached out to the Durr campaign about some of his past Islamophobic comments, we received a statement where Durr said in part, there is absolutely no way he would ever appear on, quote, leftist cable network CNN. Certainly, we hear some echoes of the Donald Trump playbook here.
We talk a lot about how the Republican Party has become dangerously extreme, and we're wary of giving too much oxygen to attention-seeking trolls masquerading as
How you
legislators.
doing?
But sometimes the patterns can't be ignored. So I want to
All right,
highlight
it's
three
been 7
comments
minutes
from
in.
three
I'm
elected
trying to wait to see if
Republicans
anyone
that
else will
within
come on.
24
So
hours,
let
because
me
it
go
shows
ahead and
the
start.
moral gangrene that's disfiguring
So,
the party,
anywho,
beholden to Donald Trump's big lie. On Sunday night,
more
Arizona
recent
Congressman Paul
news
Gosar posted
in
a
regards to
Photoshopped anime
taxes,
video showing
but
himself
I'll probably do a
killing
separate video
Congressman
once I
Alexander Ocasio-Cortez
you know,
attacking President Biden.
give y'all some updates about that. But just to give you a quick note, according to the major news outlets, if you have PayPal, Vemo, because Vemo is now owned by PayPal, and other online transactions, they're not going to require that they pay, that they notify the IRS for transactions that's $600 or more. And I started to think that, you know what that means is, and I see this a lot on YouTube, you know, a lot of people get cash apps and money online. A lot of people are not reporting all that income. So now, for those people who basically get on YouTube and they generate income from YouTube, and you get any kind of cash apps, what you call it? What's the other one?
We have common ground there.
You know, Cash App, and what's the other one they give?
Probably quoting their leader, Louis Farrakhan, for saying that vaccine mandates
You're now
a
going to be,
declaration of war.
they're not going to be reporting that income to the IRS. So say for instance, you know, I've been watching these sectors called the B sector. Hold on, let me take
persistent
this off.
Nazi comparisons for COVID vaccination efforts. But given that House Republicans introduced a rest.
So, for instance, I've been watching these so-called B sector. You know, it's just stupid. And hey, y'all, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Say hi in the chat so I can see who's on. I just started talking. Hey, nobody saying nothing in the chat. Go ahead and say something. So let me tell you. So according to CNN and some other major news outlets, the IRS is now going to require PayPal, Cash App, Super Chats. That's what it is, Super Chats, and all these other online payment systems. They're going to be reporting to the IRS income you received in those accounts. So if get paid with PayPal, for instance, or Vemo, and the $600 is going to be reported to the IRS. So people who've been going on YouTube and they've been getting their super chats and the cash apps and all that income, that's you're required to report that as taxable income. Now I don't know because I don't do the super chats. I don't get any I don't get anything through PayPal. So unless next week on the 18th, I put my PayPal account up and people choose to donate towards the birthday fund or whatever. But I'm not going to get $600. I doubt seriously that I would even get that much. And I don't drive bag on YouTube, but a lot of people, they have a YouTube channel and they donate, give them super chats and PayPal and all that kind of stuff. Some people have been doing it every week, every day, and you're going to have to report that income. They're going to be basically required that all your transactions that you do online, you're going to report that as income. So they haven't yet really finalized all the type of tax law changes that's going to happen for next year. But I'll be doing that on my second channel, TPS Tax. So I started that channel a few years ago, but I never really done anything online. I never went online and make any videos. But I'm going to start making those videos. It's not going to be live. I'm not going to do live streaming. So if y'all want to come on over and jump on over there to do that, I will be doing something totally different in regards to that channel altogether. So that's the update about that. Now, let me tell you, I've been on these YouTube streets that most people like to say, and I've been following all these different channels. It's the segment. So I have different segments that I like to watch. Now, I don't know if anyone is familiar with the beef sector, and they have these certain people, they do doxing and just all kind of crazy stuff on there. If anybody's familiar with that, let me know. I know some of y'all probably know what I'm talking about, and they just been going crazy. They've been going crazy. They've been just talking about people, they talk about each other, but it's beyond talking about each other. It's getting to the point where people are filing lawsuits, filing restraining orders, and people, they live in a completely different another state, and putting out your personal information, calling people's jobs, which is to me totally stupid. Now, I'm not trying to promote a segment of all this crazy stuff, but sometimes you fall into a rabbit hole and you start listening to all this foolishness. And what bothers me is that these people have like 14,000 subscribers. I don't think anyone got 25,000 or 50,000 subscribers. I don't know. But the thing that really is funny with me is people are watching it. I'm quite sure they're being entertained. They're getting some form of entertainment, and they just shelling out money to them. I don't know. But it's just crazy to me. Yeah, I keep going down to one person. Y'all not on here tonight. What's going on? I tell y'all I was gonna come on here around this time, 8 something. Well, I'll wait for a few more minutes and see what y'all doing.
Resolution in 2018 condemning Farrakhan for promoting ideas that create animosity and anger towards Jewish Americans, the Jewish religion. I'm wondering whether Green will get the same clear rebuke or whether this crazy is just considered baked in the cake.
The bags are packed and they're ready to go.
For the first time in more than a year and a half, the United States finally opening its borders to foreign vaccinated travelers. And what that means this Monday morning here in Charles de Gaulle Airport here in Paris in the 2E terminal is a much busier terminal than I've seen in a long time. And a lot more flights up on the boards to Atlanta, Los Angeles, New York, Miami, and some pretty excited travelers.
We are happy because of the weather, especially. We can call it pretty, yeah. I hope it continues after, because we hesitate about, the fourth wave who is upcoming, and I don't know if the borders will be closed again one time.
That new wave of infections has already arrived in Europe, causing the World Health Organization to sound the alarm late last week.
Cumulatively, there are now more reported cases, 78 million, in the European region than in Southeast Asia, the Eastern Mediterranean, the Western Pacific, and Africa combined. We are once again at the epicenter.
The reason for the European surge? Likely a combination of factors, including low or lagging vaccine rates in Eastern Europe, the circulation of a new subvariant of the highly transmissible Delta variant of the coronavirus, one that's estimated to be even more contagious, colder temperatures pushing more activities indoors, waning immunity from early COVID inoculations and infections, as well as fatigue and complacency surrounding protective measures like mask wearing and careful hand washing. The end result, a startling statistic. In the last 4 weeks alone, Europe has registered more than a 55% rise in new COVID-19 cases. But so far, those numbers not causing a change of course in the US decision to reopen its borders or dampening the excitement of these travelers.
It's just amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a long time waiting to find out.
Melissa Bell, CNN, Paris.
Europe finds itself at the epicenter of the pandemic, according to your colleague Hans Kluge at the WHO. So how did we get here again?
Yes, good morning. And as you said...
All right, y'all. I'll wait a couple more minutes, and if there's nobody on, then I'll just leave.
In previous waves, that Europe seems to be a little bit ahead of other regions.
I'm just watching CNN online. And they've been talking about this surge of COVID cases up in Europe. So
is it just
they opened up in the United States for people to come. And it's been like 18 months that people were allowed to come to the United States. And they're letting more people into the United States. But there's a surge of COVID in Europe. So I don't know. With this rising prices and inflation and all this kind of stuff. I was listening today on the radio. They playing Christmas songs and jingles, not so much like the Christmas music, traditional Christmas music, but they doing these commercial jingles with people going to the, buying items in stores and stuff, I I said, well, dang, they didn't even let Thanksgiving come and let the day after Thanksgiving. They starting, what, 3 weeks early? And they just,
The gap between
making
those
up these
vaccinated and
commercial
unvaccinated
jingles
remains
of
stark.
going into the
For instance,
stores
in
and
Romania,
buying
just over
things. And
1/3 of the adult population is fully vaccinated due to distrusting
I
government.
guess whatever items they have, people just,
Has the second lowest vaccination rate in the EU.
I haven't gone into any stores to see what's in the stores. So I'm going to the store tomorrow. I'm going to Lowe's, and I might go to Home Depot, but I'm gonna go both of them first. I mean, it depends. And I'm not buying gifts. I'm not buying Christmas stuff or nothing of the sort. I'm buying probably another big rake or a leaf blower so I could rake the, so I could do the yard tomorrow because I don't have class tomorrow. Tomorrow's Veterans Day. So when I get there, I'm going to be doing the yard work tomorrow because I'm going to do that before I go to work at 6 o'clock at Amazon. So I'll be getting up in the morning.
European nations have been helping Romania cope with the situation.
I'm gonna go down to Lowe's, and I might buy me a blower. I'm not sure yet. I know I have a blower, but I can't seem to find it. It's like, where the hell is it? But the only thing about that is I have to get the extension cord and try to do something with that. Otherwise, I would just get me a one where it don't require me, a cordless one. But I want to buy me one. So if they got one tomorrow, I may buy one tomorrow. I'm not going to order it online at Amazon. So they have some that's a combination that you could buy, like an edger plus a blower. But I think I'm just going to get a blower, an electric one with the battery. I may get me a Roku because I have not used my tools for the Roku. I still, I took it out the box and put it. It's all in the bag, so it's like literally brand new. So, but I know I'm going to be using those tools because I'm going to, in the coming weeks or so, I think I'm going to start breaking up the tiles in the bathroom. It's already kind of need to be replaced anyway because I had the water damage, and then so I'm going to start doing something with that bathrooms. Not say I'm a tile it myself, but if I could, I may be looking at videos knowing how to do it. But right now I got to start doing that. But I'll work on that project in the coming weeks or coming months. I'm not going to hire no one to do it. And, I know I could, I probably really do it myself. But we'll see how that goes. Okay, 4 people, who's in here? Go ahead and enter the thumbs up.
Were in place that limited the number of Australians, residents, and their families that could come into the country each week. Last week, just around between 1,500 and 2,000 of the country's own citizens and residents were allowed in. Such was the strictness of the policy. That's all been let go now. Some 40,000 Australians stranded.
Oops. Oh, just watching something about Australians, how they left out the country, and they're not letting them come back into Australia. See how they got out in the first place. How was they able to travel, and then you stranded and you can't come back in the country? I would have never left. Australia was one of the first to have the lockdown last year sometime, and I don't know if these people were already out of the country prior to that, and then they trying to come back. Now they ain't letting them in. See, you're gonna be stranded somewhere. This is ridiculous. They've been, they let people get away, let them dictate about masks and all that stuff. That's why people ain't going back to work. They don't want to go back to work. And all these items and stuff is stuck up in California. Nobody, there's no, lack of truckers and workers in the warehouse to even This is a whole lot. And all this. Oh, 6 of y'all in here. All right, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Who's in here so I can see who I'm talking to? I know I didn't set the settings incorrectly. Come on now. Say something in the chat.
Through the pandemic around the world, now able to return back freely, but only through Sydney and Melbourne, where, as you say, vaccination rates are high. Both cities aim to have over 90% of adults fully vaccinated. But here today at Sydney Airport, there were mixed feelings too. There are people that are very upset about the way that the government has handled this. Take a listen.
Really mixed emotions to be back in Australia. I live in the US and I'm just here now for a week to attend my father's funeral. He passed away last week. I've been trying to get back for the last couple of months to see my dad. I feel like there's been a huge human cost that's been paid for a lot of Australian citizens that live in other places or travel overseas.
Crowds dancing at Disneyland on Sunday evening to celebrate Halloween, Shanghai style. But just a few hours later, a COVID fright, forcing the resort into temporary lockdown. The scene is a bit scary. You could hear one man narrating on social media. A large team of medical workers in hazmat suits, not costumes, descending on the theme park, tasked with testing each and every guest and employee. Nearly 34,000 people by mid-Monday. The radio announcement asked all the people to stop, one woman said. This man, unsure how long they would be trapped in the park. Once tested, visitors and workers were shuttled back to their homes and hotels using more than 200 buses.
Hey, Romeo. Well, that's going to happen. That is going to happen. But, I mean, a lot of people, they only report what they get a W-2, and they get money and get paid on transactions from Vemo and PayPal or whatever else, and they're not reporting that. So say for instance you do online sales. Say you have an online business, or say you do YouTube and somebody pays you the cash apps and you get paid with PayPal. People always put their PayPal and it says, oh, send me, you send them something through PayPal. And people have been doing that for a whole year, especially if you get monetized on YouTube. So a lot of people, you get, like I said, $600 or more. That's taxable income. You're required to pay taxable income. And a lot of the revenue that Department of Treasury or the IRS collects on taxes they're not getting paid. The tax revenues is not being accounted for. So even like people who do Uber and Uber Eats and all these gig work, and you get paid tips in cash. See, a lot of people be like, get paid under the table, blah, blah, blah. So now, well, it's you may say it's not clear, Romeo, because it was clear people would not be doing it. So that's not true. It's not clear, because a lot of people are doing things underhanded. And like I told y'all before, the IRS has 18 months So if they come back later and you get a CP 2000 and then they say, okay, you've underreported your income, that's a delinquent, that is a tax delinquent penalty. So a lot of people's going to be surprised. Now, the new thing that they coming out with is that PayPal, Vemo, Cash App, whomever, I don't know. There's some other ones out there. They're not going to be reporting to the IRS your transactions if you have those type of accounts. There's other ones too. I'm just naming the major ones. So if somebody pays you with PayPal and they giving you money through PayPal and it comes out to about $600 total, not just one transaction, but a transaction's accumulated to about 600, and they're going to be reporting that as income. So a lot of money is going to be traced in regards to that. Now, millionaires or people who got money, they don't really go through banks when they come, with their money. Now they doing different things, or sheltering their money and all that stuff. But I don't know. Like I said, and another thing that's coming about, which I don't know when it's going to happen or if it's going to happen or whatever. Physical cash like coins and dollar bills and physical dollar bills and stuff. How money is now going to be digital. I don't know when it's going to happen or when would that happen where actual dollars and stuff, people would now be, well, I guess I could see it because even when I have different types of apps on my phone and stuff, a lot of them now are starting to offer digital currency where you would have a MasterCard, Visa, and they want you to like conduct your transactions on those apps. So a lot of times, like when I do Apple Pay, I go there and I use my Apple Pay. Soon enough, everything is going to be digitized. There won't be a use of having cash or coins. And when people says, "Oh, you got to have cash and have cash in your account and bank account and things of that nature," everything's going to be digital eventually. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be Bitcoin and things of that nature. That's a whole new different thing. It's a digital currency, but it's not going to be the standard. So eventually that's going to happen. When you get paid and you work a job and they pay you direct deposit and, you don't get checks anymore. People don't just get, well, let me get a check. Let me mail it, mail me my check and I'll go to the bank and cash it and you get cash. It ain't going to be like that for too long. Hey, Thurston. I was waiting for y'all. I was about to leave because I said, shoot, ain't nobody on here. Who else is on here? Go ahead and hit the thumbs up. So I'm going to be doing that on my second channel. So on my other channel, TPS Tax and Consults, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not doing live videos on that one. I'm going to be doing 15-minute segments, videos, and I'm going to start putting my topics and stuff like that on that channel. So if y'all look it up, you just go to search and go TPS, Tax Consulting. Tax Consulting, you're going to see it. You'll see it. I don't know if I have it linked to this account, but I made that channel a few months ago. Not a few months ago. I made it about a few years ago. No, about 1, 2, 3. I want to say 4 years ago when I started doing it when I was doing the food delivery apps. That's when I made that video. And I never did anything on that. I never really went on that channel as much. Because one, I wasn't monetized on this one, so I didn't do anything on the other one. But I'm going to start doing that. And then I'm going to be working on my website. I'm still, you know, we learning, we going along. So tomorrow I don't have class. It is Veterans Day. So I have a break tomorrow during the day. So I will be catching up on my housework. So I'll be going to Lowe's so I could buy me I think I'm gonna buy me a leaf blower. I have all the leaves I need to rake up, and so I need to start. I'm gonna start on the outside because I was waiting for all the leaves to fall from that big tree, and most of it's been falling off. So I'm gonna start, but it's a lot. So I may have to take that in pieces. I may just start, try to rake up as much as I can. I'm not gonna bag leaves. I said I'm just gonna rake them up and make my way to the backyard and eventually blow it out into the woods. And then as for the other leaves, I think I'm just gonna pile them up in the flower bed. So those leaves, once it start to decompose, it will just be able to be naturally recycled back into the grass, into the yard. A lot of people like to bag up leaves. You bag up leaves and stuff, put them in a bag, and then the sanitation come and get them. When you have those people just getting rid of stuff, and you could really compost and be able to use it when the spring comes. I'm not going to bag up all those leaves. I'm not bagging up no bags of things. That's free resources. So, but I'll figure it out. That's what I'll be doing tomorrow morning. And then, of course, I have to work at Amazon. And hopefully tomorrow is considered a holiday where we get paid for holiday pay, because if that's the case, I will get holiday pay plus regular pay. So that's double pay. But I don't know. I'm going to have to look it up and see. I hope it is. It would be nice. So now the other thing I was talking about is this. Hey, C. Henner. Go ahead, hit the thumbs up. I appreciate it. So the other thing I was talking about is all this ratchetness on YouTube. Now, tell me, how many of y'all is familiar with the B sector? It's these people who get on YouTube. People be paying cash apps, monies and stuff. That's why I mentioned about today they announced the IRS is that you have PayPal and Vemo and some other ones. They're gonna be reporting to the IRS if you have any transactions that totals up to $600. So I think a lot of people who get Cash App and they get super chats. You know how people be giving them $25, $50, $10, $5, all that every day. I be seeing these people, this segment of people, they just B sector, they just talk about each other like crazy. People be giving them money, $5, $10, and they be, this every day. I was like, well, god dang, what did they do that's so valuable? Ain't talking about nothing. And they just getting paid to do that. B sector. Maybe I should be ratchet and stuff on YouTube, and I'll have over 10,000 plus subscribers, and people just, but it is what it is. So I don't know how many of those people be reporting that income they get. Now, they get a Google check, AdSense and stuff. And I don't know if these people even file returns or file taxes on that money. I mean, some people have regular jobs, but if they getting $300, $500, $600 on YouTube, I know they get a 1099. And then on top of that, they getting paid money on PayPal, and they don't, they getting paid through PayPal. and they thinking they not reporting that income, they're going to be shocked and surprised. I'll tell you that. And like I keep telling y'all, the IRS they don't review the returns, or it's 18 months. So 18 months, which is what, a year and a half later, when they start reconciling the database, and it shows you made $20,000. No, it says you made $30,000. You only reported $15,000. We're going to correct the return. You're going to get penalized a delinquent tax penalty, which is higher than the regular penalties, and they're going to correct the return, and they're going to send you what is known as a CP 2000 notice showing your original figures and their figures, and then you're going to have to respond in 45 days, and then they're going to assess the penalties for not paying, or you underreported the income, so that's a penalty. Now, the penalty is what, 28%. It's quite steep. It's quite cheap. Let me tell you that. So, and then if you don't file your tax return at all, then you get filed failure to pay penalty, failure to file penalty, and a delinquent tax penalty, plus the interest on top of that. Now, I know y'all not doing that. But if y'all have any issues, or y'all think something may have happened, or, you may say, well, oh, I forgot I didn't do this and this and that. Or if you have questions, you can send me an email. Man, let me look up my email, because I'm not giving the personal email. I have another email account that I check my email. So let me look at it. Hold on, because I did make another Google account. So let me look at something real quick. Well, it's TPS tax consult. Well, you know what? I'll just put it in the description. I haven't even, there's some email account. I create an email account that's separate from anything relating to taxes or business wise. But since I'm starting a new website, I'm going to, because that's what I'm learning, so I'm trying to do projects to have. So one of the projects, I will be doing my own website. So that's going to be done in the works, because I want to really start branding myself, with my business and stuff. I still want to, I decided when I was learning, when I was doing classes today, and I said to myself, I'm trying to go into web development, but I want to really learn web development for my own personal satisfaction. And I would like to look for a regular, I would like to go ahead and work for a company when they need software developers and things of that nature. But in the meantime, I know that becoming a junior web developer is going to take time, because, a lot of these companies, they want you to, one of the interview process is they want you to, work on they call whiteboard, and they may want you to write a code, like write as a code. And it's not the same thing like regular interviews, like, when you work for other companies. When it comes to tech careers, it's quite different, You can come in, they'll look at you, they'll ask you questions about your resume, they'll interview you about soft skills, but they also do a technical writing, a technical coding. They want you to even if you go into technical writing, there's certain ways they want you to decipher a code, and it's not as easy as you think it is, it's you know it's quite interesting, put it that way. So anyway, but I still have other routes of careers that I would like to go to, and it's just interesting. But let me tell y'all something that happened today. Well, that I read today, rather, on Facebook. I was on Facebook in this group for Georgia Works. Like when people they have a Facebook group for people who's interested in they looking for employment in Georgia. So this one chick, I guess she works at Exxon, the gas station, and she puts down, oh, the Exxon near Perimeter Mall, they hiring. If you're interested, they desperately hiring, now hiring, and they paying what she said they paying $10 an hour, $11 an hour. And I was like, so I responded, not that I'm interested in working at the gas station. I used to work at gas stations in the past. So I wrote down and I said, nope, ain't nobody nobody's looking for a job that's paying $10 an hour. I wrote that, right? It must have been 2 days ago or something. So I don't know what it is with these stupid people where she responds back to me, talk about, you too old to be, you too old for that. I said, and so I wrote back, right? I said, what are you talking about? Too old for what? And I said, obviously you're a young girl and you need to have 10 seats and sit down somewhere, because what is it with these people that you write something? First of all, you put it out there to about, we looking, Exxon gas station, they looking and they paying $10 an hour, $12 an hour. And then you respond and said, no, they're gonna have to pay way more than that. And then you responding back, you too old for that. Too old for, first of all, when is it, regardless of what the job is, whether it's a job that pays 12, 13, it has nothing to do with age. Now, yes, you put it out there, but young people who's old enough to work, because you can't be 16 and work at a gas station. You have to be at least 18 minimum. But no, because if they sell alcohol or whatever, you have to be at least 21 or older. But when the certain jobs has age stipulations, the only time there's an age stipulation when it comes to certain jobs or careers or whatever, usually in the military. That's one example. Or police officers or firefighters, things of that nature. They have an age limit. And I wrote back, like I told her, I said, okay, little girl, what do you, what do you, I said, little girl, what are you talking about? Because she didn't even, when she wrote was, you too old for that. I said, I know, that's what I said. I said, what do you mean I'm too old for what? And I said, obviously you are some young little girl and you need to have 10 seats. And then I blocked her. So that way I don't have to hear no response back. because I was like, what are you talking about? You know? And I'm so sick and tired of when people put stuff on social media. Like the last time I put something on, someone had posted they was some company and stuff, they wanted to talk about jeans and stuff and these ratchet looking wear of clothing line that somebody wanted to start. They was in Detroit somewhere. And the girl was like, ooh, these are lit. Ooh, these are ooh. And she squeezed her fat ass up in these pants, right? But she had a baby, and the baby's like, mama, 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 and then she shoved the baby aside so she could squeeze her fat ass in these jeans, right? I'm looking at this. I said, how you ruining a person's brand with that? You're ruining a person's brand because the first thing I'm going to look at is I'm not thinking about buying the jeans. I'm looking at it the fact that you squeezing your fat ass in the jeans and you pushing the baby aside, trying to fit into some pants that don't even look right. Look like a fucking cow. So, and I wrote this months ago to the person, and a lot of people had responded about, what they doing. So people was like, that ain't the point. That's not the point. Y'all not looking at it right. But that's what you put out there. So they're gonna respond. So months later, somebody wrote to me, you too old for that. I said, what the hell is that? What does that mean? Too old? Too old for what? I'm like, people act like you correct people, especially if they young, these little millennials, and it's not even millennials at this point, it's that other generation. They act like they so insulted. I don't like the way he said that to me. But yet you're disrespectful. You're acting, and I hate to say it, these young people, these women or girls or whatever you want to call them, they just acting a plumb fool. And they're like, you disrespectful. And then when these dumb people on YouTube who makes like Kevin Samuels come and mention about how black women, they did, they this, they that, they this, they this, they basically fulfilling a stereotype. I've never heard that so many men or people on YouTube, particularly men, attacking women over the stupid stuff they've done. The problem of women, black women, when I was growing up, 80s, 90s, well, really it was like the 90s or so, they was the big problem they were saying that black women were having is they can't find a husband because, and this was the topic then. This was the thing that they was really getting on, but it was no social media like that. Either the black man was in jail, gay, or what was it? Gay. I know millions of subscribers because people are falling for that crap. It was the reason why black women can't get married or find a husband was because they were either in jail or they was on drugs or they gay. And that was the big thing. It was like, it was a big thing. Well, you know what? These people that bitch ain't got no more money. Who wrote it to even bother? She worked at Exxon up there in Dunwoody, talking about they need help. And they ain't got no money. She talking about they pay $11 an hour. No, I know it wasn't no more than 12, but I was like, what are you talking about? Sit down, So I was like, whatever. But anyway, but the thing about the with the Kevin Samuels, in his whole little thing now, all of a sudden they got these men on YouTube and O'Shea, whoever, he's like, O'Shea, and I was like, you gay. He talking about I don't even watch no damn Kevin Samuels. I don't even look for his videos. I started saying, who the hell is this Kevin Samuels that people been yapping about? And then I looked at the video that other people play on their channel, and these women be calling in, talking about, I can't find a husband. And, they be dragging women who, they either have multiple kids, or they were ratchet and all that. I said, so all of a sudden they attacking women and saying, oh, she's a 5 and you want to up, if you want a high standard man, black women don't do this, they don't do that, they don't do this, they don't do this, and all that kind of stuff. I was like, but back in the 80s, 90s, they would say black women can't find a husband. If you ain't find no husband, because they gay and they in jail and they on drugs. It was they was like make it sound like it was like real hard to find a man and that ain't got nothing. They said men ain't had nothing and stuff. Oh, and women, they too educated, they go to college. And if you don't find out, I remember when I graduated in college, they said if I didn't find no husband when I graduated back from undergrad, they said it's gonna be hard for you to find a husband when now that you ain't find a husband when you was in undergrad, in undergraduate school, and all that kind of stuff. But then the guy that I was dating, I looked him up one time about last year sometime. And I was so curious. He married. I was like, he wasn't ready to get married to me. Not that I wanted to get married in high school. And I don't know about he speaks the truth, but he's not a high standard man either. Don't criticize by what other, don't put all black women in that little scenario, and then you're not even high standard yourself. That's the biggest problem I have. I don't fall in that category. So he could, so he think he's speaking the truth, but what I'm saying, Blue True, is that women had saying the same thing back in the 80s and 90s of why it was so hard to find a man. Because it was either gay, drugs, or whatever. So, and then the very few that was eligible, they were like running around dating other women of other races. But nobody made it such a big deal that they doing now. Now they're trying to flip the script about women. So Kevin Samuels, he's about 50. He's in his 50s. So where is he coming from with that segment? Where is he coming from with that? He ain't going. So the only people he's talking about that can't get married, can't do this. It's not Generation X, which is the age group that I'm in. He ain't talking about that because supposedly people in my generation now, late 40s, well, you could be millennial or you could be Generation X. So you speaking about people who are 50 to about 57-ish or something like that. People Generation X, they already have they already should have kids. If they have kids, the kids are already grown and they're grandparents. Or they were married and they divorced. But that comes all across the board. Any woman now, he's trying to say these people growing up, they have 2-3 baby daddies, they ain't married, they ain't got this, they ain't got that. I am in my 50s, but the difference between me and that dumbass Kevin Samuels is that Kevin Samuels, he was married. But I strongly believe he's suspect too. You can't convince me, not one nickel, dime, quarter, that he is not. I don't know him. I don't see him. I haven't watched his videos. All I heard from him based on my thing was he lived in Atlanta, that he was consultant, fashion consultant of some sort or whatever, that he's, he came up with, how with the, high class with the, it's grooming techniques for men and this and that or whatever. He should have stick to that, because all these damn black guys in Atlanta walking around dragging their pants and walking around and all that kind of craziness. That's he need to focus on that segment of how the men should be groomed, and conduct themselves in a way, not worried about women, talking about women. A man should not be telling no woman, she need to be, because I'm quite sure somebody right now going to write some little stupid ass comment, and don't write somebody, well, you need to fix your hair. I don't want to hear it because you kiss my fucking ass. I'm gonna let y'all know right now, whoever decides to watch this, don't come to me. Don't come to me. Because I don't have 10, 5, 3, 4 baby daddies and living all kind of crazy. I don't know what ratchetness he looked at, but it goes both ways. Women calling in there for advice. I need advice on some closeted gay faggot man. No, hell no. And I don't care what anybody say. You say you homophobic. You say no, I'm speaking the truth. Shoot. Listen, how you gonna listen to him? How you gonna listen to him give advice? Man, boy. Shoot. You gotta be kidding. You gotta be kidding me. And there was some women, what happened? Where are all the backlash of people bashing women? Where are bashing black women at that? You don't hear no outcry about that. So don't come to me. Don't come on this channel talking about, he 100% right. 100% right about what? You talking about black women as a whole. He didn't say, it's some people or certain. No. No, I'm sorry. When they were talking about black men and there were not enough eligible black men for women, for black women, they was like, a lot of women, they focus on going to school, getting educated, getting money, see, if you got too much going on for yourself, educated, got your own things and got your own stuff together, you don't rely on a man. She act like she don't rely on no man because she got all her stuff together and da. She thinks she too good, but then when you don't have it and you struggling, she gold digger. She can't, look at that. She got all these kids and she doesn't looking for a man. She a gold digger. Come on now. They either want you to rely on a man or they think you're a gold digger. Which one is it? What do y'all want? If you're a woman who's successful, go to college, or even if you didn't go to college, you are, you moved up in ranks, you make more money. And say, for instance, let me give you an example. This is a personal story. Because my sister told me, not my other sister in Albany. Now, she was in the Navy, right? Her other sister's in the Navy. She was in the Navy. And she was married and she moved up in the ranks in the Navy. She moved up so quickly while she was there that she was in the NSA. My other niece, they studied Arabic and so she was gonna be assigned to the Pentagon. Her husband, he also was in the Navy as well. He didn't get promoted as higher as my sister's sister was, Selena. So Selena was offered the appointment at the Pentagon. The husband was acting all kind of funny, acting all, like, what's wrong with him? Why he acting all like that? During the pinning ceremony, they give you a pin when you're in the Navy and you get promoted. So he's sitting in the back, he's at the ceremony too. Rather than him being, oh, congratulations, my wife is doing well, congratulations, and being by her side, he acting all salty. Why I can't get promoted? Why I'm still, So, sorry to say, she didn't take the job at the Pentagon because she was trying to accommodate his little sorry ass feelings. Basically that's what my sister told me, right? Now, her sister, Selena, has already she retired. He retired from the Navy too. They divorced. Now they divorced. He was so jealous, so salty about why he ain't get promoted, why he ain't, I'm like, that don't make no sense. And this is not just this is not only the only example. It's always an example where the woman makes more than the man. The man didn't make no money. Then he gets a little whatever, insecure, and he. So a lot of women who are in these positions, it's really hard to find them. It's really hard to find a man that's going to be secure about that. That's a woman's job and career. But they always want you to dumb down to make them feel good, you know. And rather than being, oh, they did well, we congratulatory, whatever, they just can't deal with it. So they go up there trying to find some other woman. They ain't got nothing, She go digger, she wants all my money, this and that. I'm like, I don't know. It's not even about money and things of that nature. It's like for years I hear things from you. Ooh, you got any kids? No. Why you got no kids? Okay. I said I don't. I just don't. How you gonna answer to that? So a lot of men don't even bother with women if you don't have any kids and you single or whatever. So I just don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. I remember a few years ago. After a while, I always said I'd rather be a mother than being someone's wife, if that was possible. But it didn't work. It didn't work in my cards. Every time my birthday come around, every year I turn a year older, I get a little bit more sad because I don't have any children. That might be one of my biggest things of it. Not I'm single. Oh, I ain't got no husband. Da da da. I don't really cry and be worried on that. People come and go. People intentions are not always what it is. It's not always what it is. So Blue True, yeah, I'm in the 50s like Kevin Samuels, but Kevin Samuels should not be speaking on about the plight of women or whatever, because to me it's the plight of the whole black race that's going to be the ultimate downturn collectively. Not all, but collectively. Black folks make the least amount of money. They have the least amount of home ownership, the least everything. They're always at the bottom of something, God. That's the problem. So rather than him focusing on about building and strong family, the black family, anyone knows that if you want to destroy the black race, is destroy the black man. And that's been a thing they've been doing for decades. Not decades. They've been doing that since slavery. Let me take that back. Since beginning of slavery till now, they know how to attack. If you want to attack, destroy a race of people, destroy the psychological, social status of a black man. And that's been going on since slavery. So he focused on building a strong household and building up black men rather than tearing black women down about they ain't got this, they ain't got that, then there wouldn't be no problems. Shoot. That's what you need to focus on. If I was you a 50-something-year-old man, rather than you teaching these young bucks how to be a man, you want to go up there and focus on economic, social things about, oh, look at my cufflinks. Oh, look at my, wearing some European tight-ass suits that don't even fit your black ass. You wear some European cut, showing all your junk, and it ain't even cut right. You don't even wear clothes that cuts right. Just because something look good, it ain't look good on you. I'm so goddamn tired of seeing. If I see another black man showing up on some social media with some tight ass, uncut, pants and some tight ass shirt and jacket, and thinking they cute, I'm gonna fucking scream. You don't be wearing stuff all tight, all and they be thinking they think it's cute. They didn't make it for you. They did not make that for you. I don't care if you're a skinny man, slim, medium, tall, or big. They did not make those suits for you to wear. Those labels and stuff, those fancy labels and stuff, most of the time you look at the cut size. You look at the size, it'll be EU, European. That means it ain't meant for you. It ain't meant for you to wear. Wear something that fit. That's why when you see big guys and like those professional players and stuff, and they say, "Oh, I got this made by blah blah." They didn't take that off no rack. It did not come off the rack and say, "Oh, let me put." I worked at Rich's back in the day, and when it was Macy's, it was Rich's, and they changed to Macy's. I worked in the men's department, and my job was to measure. And then you measure it and say, okay, this ain't gonna fit you. And then you trying to, and it wasn't a name brand. And then you take the jacket or you take the pants, and they had a seamstress on duty. You take it and they will, do whatever to have it fit. We walk around squeezed up, looking like a damn fool. Man, bye. All right, I'm tired of my soapbox. But shoot, that's what you need to do. That's what you need to focus on. Shoot. A man cannot educate a woman on how to be a woman or be a lady, rather. Despite what the LGBTWQZY says, some of these little effeminate men or these cis girls or whatever you want to call them, the trans, they want to be women. They want to be, hey, sis, calling another man sis. Oh, I bumped on. Take all your teeth out your mouth. People, I saw a video today. It was still talking about that. What's his name? The one that song with the country song that came out there with the devil, with the sneaker, with the blood in the sneaker or something like that. Little Nas. Yeah, that's who it was. Little Nas X or something. And it was somebody else. I don't know who he was, but he was like, ooh, sis. And then he said, I gotta wear this. And they was walking up to the girl. It was like, y'all doing too much. I'm like, ooh. People say, you got something to get. I ain't got nothing against LGBTQ, but sometimes that other segment of the alphabet be doing a little bit too much. And it's usually and it's usually black, cis, or I don't know, they were men and they want to be women and they just, I'm like, who acts like that? Y'all doing all that? I said, ain't no woman act like that. Not all like that. Doing too much. Too much. They trying to emasculate the black man. They ain't no men Black men don't know how to be black men, and then they let TV, social media just masculate them to downright girls or women. Ooh, the older I got, the more conservative that I become in my views, and that's that's one thing I can't wrap my finger around. I can't, all this people with pronouns, and you don't, now you got to address people as, with the pronouns. You can't just address person by the name and be like, oh, it's got to be he, she, they, whatever, Anytime you see a black man, they just immaculate them. The more they just immaculate them, the more and more, that's too much. I'm like, ain't nobody choose to be like that. That's too much. There's nothing wrong being a lesbian. There ain't nothing wrong being a gay man. But they taking that too much further. Then there was another thing I saw in there was talking about women, masculine women or studs, they wearing beards. I'm like, who doing that? Talking about in Atlanta and Houston, it was another one. The James Harden beard and weave, and they'll walk around with a beard. I said, why? Why? What's the point? What's the reason? If you could be a lesbian and stuff, and you be a little tomboyish and stuff, but people just, taking it to the extreme. That's too much. That's too much. But no more. But you don't see too many people talk about black lesbian women and be masculine and stuff. But they in Hollywood, they really don't talk about that as much. In terms of people who are stars and making movies and stuff. But when it comes to black men, they just really taking them down to be like real feminine. They're like, hey sis, and well, walk around with the that's too much. That's too much. That's just too much. But Kevin Samuels, You better focus on with this generation and look at these men, because these ain't older men that I be seeing walk around looking crazy. That's already, they've been forgotten. But these ones I see walking around young now, ain't all of them doing that well. They not all balling. They make it seem like they are. Oh, I'm balling. No, they not. No, you're not. No, you're not. They think they doing it, but they ain't really doing it. And then the ones you see on social media, a lot of these black guys, they say, they got all these things going on. You see them with other women, with other races. And ain't nothing wrong with that either. So I think for women, black women, the ones that say, they can't find a husband and whatever. I'm sorry, but sometimes you may have to open up your options. You may have to open up your options, and it's not because nobody don't want black women. And I hate when people say that, nobody want no black women. Y'all gotta date outside your race. We should have been done that. Open up the options. You're waiting for a man, a black man. I'm waiting for a black man. You gotta spread your net wave out and be a little bit more flexible and a little bit more open, But all that stuff about ain't nobody wanting them, ain't nobody want y'all, and this and that, I hate it. I've heard that probably 20, 25 years ago. I've been hearing foolishness like that. I've been heard that. That ain't new. I've been heard All this stuff people talking about now, I've heard that 25 years, 20, 25, 30, almost 30 years I've been hearing that narrative. So that's not a new thing. That ain't no new topic what he talking about. All you doing is flipping the script, and that's it. Flipping the script. I'll be surely like to know what his ex-wife have to say. You hear this, you haven't heard her come out and say it or say something. You ain't heard nothing. Kevin Samuels ain't nothing but a 2-minute wonder. You won't hear too much about him in the next couple of months. All this all that yin yang, that yin yang flappity flap stuff he talking about. You ain't gonna hear too much. That's gonna be, after a while, people gonna move on to a whole new topic. Whole new thing gonna go on the internet, and they're gonna talk about that. It'll be something else. But anyway, any of y'all got anything to say before I go? C. Henner, Blue True, Twisting Locks, Thurston, Romeo. Hey, get up my printer. Get. You all up in my printer. Move. I'm gonna have to get me a brand new desk or something. I want me a desk. I got this thing on a table, a folding table. The other room is a desk, but I want me one of those executive type of desks, so I could put when I get my computer next month with TurboTax, I'm gonna be working back in my office again. So tomorrow I'm gonna be clearing out the office, taking out all those old books and stuff. I need to get rid of those books. I'm going to get rid of all these books I got. All those books I have, I'm just going to put them in a box and donate them. I'm not even going to, I know I'm not going to be reading those old accounting books and stuff. I'll keep a couple a couple books that I would like to reread again. But a whole lot of the stuff is going to be, I'm just going to donate them. I ain't even going to try to keep them. That's what I'm going to do. Start decluttering. And then go to one of those office outlet stores that sell, furniture, office furniture, not Home Depot and all that, not Office Depot. I'm talking about one of those places that hotel sells furniture. They be having those desks. I think I saw one in Duluth somewhere. Digital World. No, this one is like a place that sells furniture, office furniture. Like, it's not Digital World. It's in Duluth. I know I passed by. It was a couple places I used to see, but I don't know. I need to go and get one of those desks. I don't want to put the desk together. I just want to be able to turn that thing aside and somebody walk upstairs and just put it right in that room. That's what I want. Matter of fact, what I should do is, rather than going upstairs, I should just go downstairs and have an office downstairs. The Ethernet cord is long enough so I could have a desk downstairs. So I could start working downstairs. That's what I'm going to do. That way I can have a table and I'll work from my table and work downstairs. But I do want to get eventually I would like to get another desk because I have this printer sitting on the floor. But I'm on this folding table. This folding table is not meant to be putting no computer and then the other folding tables on it, but a TV. TV not even hooked up to anything. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Anywho, y'all not saying nothing, all that commentary that I gave y'all? Or any thoughts on what I've said? All right, y'all. If y'all ain't got no comments or nothing to say, then I'm gonna go. Damn. No, y'all ain't got nothing to say, so I'm trying to give y'all some chance. Give 1 minute when this. All right, I'm gonna give y'all 1 minute. So I already start the countdown. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm gonna start saying good night. Tomorrow's Thursday. I work tomorrow night. So I work Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. I'm not gonna be taking no VTO and all that stuff. I think the only way I would take VTO is if I'm in extreme pain and I can't take it no more. But other than that, well, it's not that I don't like it. It's just that it's not that I don't like it. It's just, I don't know. Taking classes, being here all day, doing, studying with generation and then going to work. And it's not like I'm on my, being on your feet and then not really feeling. I don't know. I can't even think of. It's just I have the nerve in my feet and stuff. It's just aggravating. I mean, I know I could probably, drag up a chair somewhere, but I can't sit at the station. I have to, sit somewhere. It's just easier just to take time off to rest. It's just so easy just to take it, just to say, oh, they got a time, and I say I got things I need to do. I just got things I would need to do, but I'm gonna work. I'm gonna stay at work all day tomorrow. I'm not gonna take no PTOs, not one time. This week, I'm gonna try to work the whole 12 hours, 3 days a week, and especially if tomorrow is considered a holiday pay, I most certainly would definitely take it. But I need to I take the VTO because I could give a doctor's note and give the accommodation, but it don't seem to make much difference anyway because, well, you know what? I go to the doctor on the 30th. I'll discuss my concern again and how I'm feeling, and then if it's to the point where I need to get it, I need to if it's an issue where I need to modify my schedule where I can only work so many hours a day, I'll do that and let them see if they'll change my schedule because it's not like when I'm at night, like when I go to bed at night, it's always now it's coming back up again. Like it's always at 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm so afraid to take my sugar level and see what it is at that time of morning because my sugar level is like 300 something. and it's like almost double than what it would have been. And overnight, if it's extremely high, it has to be somewhere about the 400s and stuff. And I know people were like, "That's you could get a stroke. I get a stroke in the middle of the night and die in my sleep, and wouldn't even, I'm not going to speak that into existence, but that's how I'm feeling. My sugar, I try to take the glipizide and take the other one, glipitine, at night to see. So if my sugar levels is skyrocketing at high, it won't, but I don't think it's doing what it needs to do. So not next week, the 30th of November, I will have asked them to do complete blood work, complete, physical tests, take lab work. And then they'll see where it goes from there. So I need to see a specialist more so than a primary care physician, because they be like, okay, well, you just take this, you just increase your dosage and this and that. It ain't. I don't think it's doing nothing. It's not doing what it needs to do. Part of it is probably I need to change my eating habits more and more, but at this point, it's see, diabetes is a progressive disease. You could try to change your diet, and then you say, okay, well, we could try to take your medication and this and that, but you could do that, but you have to do a combination of things. I was managing my diabetes very well for years. But after that COVID and stuff hit, and then you couldn't go to the doctor, and I didn't have no health insurance, and that really took a turn. Not able to go to the doctor, and then you call to make an appointment. I said, I need to see an appointment. You got no appointment till 4 months from now, and 3 months, 3-4 months. I gotta wait. I go to the urgent care. Well, we don't take walk-ins. You got a big ass sign, walk in. We don't do walk-ins. So why your fucking sign says walk-in then? It's just, it's ridiculous. Due to COVID, everybody ever since COVID, due to COVID, we can't take walk-ins. But you're urgent care. They have all these excuses for people they can't even get regular care. And it's not an emergency room. I'm not walking into an emergency room. I'm going to an urgent care facility. So having all this things with these doctors and all these excuses and stuff, they're making excuses for everything. So I try to go and do Forward, which is not really like a doctor's facility. It's like this state-of-the-art facility where you could just pay a monthly fee, and they could, but the office in Atlanta has not yet been open. They said, oh, we're gonna be open in the summer. Summer come. Okay, y'all open yet? No, we're gonna be open in the fall. Fall come. Nothing. Oh, we're gonna be open up next year, January, February. So to me, it's like trying to find care, hospital care. I could literally spend the whole day. If tomorrow I'm off, I could literally go right down the list. We ain't got nothing till next year. So the appointment I got in November 30th, that appointment was made 2 months ago. Let me see my prescription here. I went to the doctor for that note to check me out because I had to finally get a hold of. I went to the doctor. What was it? September. It was back in September. No. Yep. Wait. August? I think it was August. Sometime in August. It was at least 2 months ago. And when I was at that office visit, it says, Dr. So she won't be, her next scheduled time is November. I'm thinking the doctor needs to see me 2 weeks later. I get to the front. They talking about 2 months. I want to say, yep, it was almost 2 months. Over 2 months ago, I went to the doctor. I can't walk. If I walk into an emergency room, I still have to. I can't. My insurance doesn't cover that. I looked at the coverage. Emergency room is not. I don't think the emergency room is one of it. So, seeing a specialist and seeing someone is like nearly impossible. Then I made an appointment to get my eye exam. Well, we ain't got no appointments. We got it till January. Everybody trying to go to the doctor before the end of the year when your prescription, when your benefits and stuff, you have to use up your benefits by the end of the year. So next January, if I still have insurance and I'm still working at Amazon, because that's the only reason why I'm really staying at Amazon is because of the insurance. Not because it's like, oh, I need a check. It's because they have insurance. I ain't gonna say it's the best, but while I'm still working there, and I may have to make my appointments. January 1st come. Oh, I need to see a doctor. When's the next available one? I may have to do it from day one. When the second the calendar turns to 2022, I may have to call the doctor's office, make all my appointments. I already have an eye exam January, so I'll do that. I'm supposed to have a colonoscopy the 25th or something like that. I'm going to have to change that because I don't have no one to take me. I have no way of getting there because someone has to take me there. And I don't know anybody else. I know the person who's on here, they know what I'm talking about. So I may have to call them tomorrow and reschedule it so I can have someone to come. I asked my cousin to take me, but I don't. He didn't even. If I don't call him, he don't really call me. So I don't know. But this sucks. But in terms of taking breaks and stuff like that, I probably take a break anyway. But if they have work to do, I'll take my time and do it or whatever, stowing and because it does get to a point where after a while it gets, I'm finished and you sitting there waiting. That's why they offered VTO, because they have more stations than they have. No, they have more workers, so they overstaff. So I tend to take VTO if they overstaffed. Because I said, well, you know what, I'm not, but I'm gonna try to work all day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I don't want to use up any of my unpaid time off, but I do have 20 hours to use, but that's only 2 days. And if I use all those 20 hours and on my own, I'd rather that they give me the VTO and I don't have to use none of my time. So, and I'd rather just keep working. So because when December comes, do you have to leave when they ask? Nope. They just pop it up on the screen. Anyone who want to take VTO, come to the desk and they'll just, you just clock out and that's it. But no, you don't have to leave if they ask you. Some people stay and they say, no, I'm not leaving because they say they can't, because they can't afford to leave. They stay. So if it gets to a certain point, I'm gonna ask them, well, can I leave? Like if they don't, because I know they're gonna do, it's gonna be about, I get there at 6:00, about 6:30, 6:35, 6:40, they put up and ask you, do you want to take VTO? I'm like, why did I come to work if y'all just gonna pull up and give people VTO? Y'all should have put that in the app and say they got VTO. If you want to take it, to go and take it. So I don't know. I'll see how I feel tomorrow. But I'm gonna try to stay as much as I can. Because Friday we still have class. So even though tomorrow we don't have class, we have class on Friday. So usually if I work that whole night and then it's 6:30, I get home, it's like 6:45. And then I try to take a nap because before my class starts again at 11, and then take my class till 5:30-ish, then prepare to go to work. I wouldn't have really had no adequate rest in between Thursday and Friday. And then when Saturday come, I work. I'm sleeping most of the morning, part afternoon, and then it's like, okay, me time to get up, go to work. The only good thing is that I only work 5 minutes away, so that's enough time for me to get to work and stuff. I don't have to get up and go to Jefferson and leave the house at 4 o'clock to get to work at 6, because before it takes me an hour and 15 minutes, and I used to drive slow and take the back way. But now that I live closer, I have more time to rest and stuff. But the reason why I'm taking VTO, voluntary time off, it doesn't come from my time. I don't get paid for the time unless I use my vacation, personal time or vacation time. So I'm trying to save the vacation time, which you don't accumulate as quickly. I'm not trying to use my vacation just because I'm gonna get to work. I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna use 2 hours and I'll be late, and I'm gonna use vacation. I don't want to waste my time doing that. When I take my vacation, I want to be able to say I'm gonna take vacation and use my actual vacation or PTO. So I could use a combination of both and have that's only one day. So, I haven't decided if I'm going to stay at Amazon for months. I don't know. It all depends. When I start working at TurboTax, I'll probably use my VTO, especially when I start working, to do the refresher training. Because the first week with TurboTax, you get 40 hours and you do the training. Then January come, then you choose more hours in the schedule. I already done it. I already have my schedule set up for TurboTax. So I have at least a month of what my schedule will be. I chose it, but I don't know. So it's like I already have the hours and stuff that I already checked, that I already picked for myself. Because you make your own schedule. So if I wanted to work 60 hours, when they start saying we got, you could work additional time and stuff, I could work 60, 70 hours a week with TurboTax. And if I do that, I'll do that for January, February, March, April, maybe May. They may extend it to May. So if I'm working a lot of hours at TurboTax, I'm not trying to work a whole lot of hours at Amazon. So if they say, we got VTO, I'll take it. And I'll go right on back home and go and start working at Amazon, at TurboTax. And my school, well, not school, but generation, that's going to be over in January, the middle of January. So the middle of January come and the program is finished, my days will be free during the daytime. So I will work during the day at TurboTax, and then at night, those 3 days, I'll work at Amazon. But I will cut my schedule with TurboTax, not TurboTax. I will cut down on my schedule with Amazon. Hold on, y'all. I'll be back. What you doing over there? You eating that chicken bone. I gave that cat a chicken bone. It had meat on it, so I'm running out of. I don't have any cat food to give the cats. I had to feed them regular food. If I have chicken, he getting chicken. If I'm eating fish, he eating fish. That dang shelves for cat food stuff. I went to Aldi's. It hardly had no cat food on the shelf. I think they had one bag of cat food, but that was becoming very scarce. So I gotta feed them regular food. I said if I'm eating chicken, I'll feed them some chicken too. And give them some water and give them some milk. But anyways, all right, well, I'm going to bed now. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. All right, good night, Blue Truth, Twisting Locks, Sea Henner, Torsten, Lindert, Dorian, maybe if you're on here. Anybody else is watching? I appreciate y'all, and I will talk to y'all later.